Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm sorry it's been 3 months since I've updated you on what's happened in Oxford. As you know, Trinity term has been very busy for me, trying to get all my work done for the confirmation of status, and so much has happened in the past 3 months. Looking back even at these videos, it's quite amazing how much you actually can learn and grow in just 2 to 3 months. It's summer now, so I've had a bit time to reflect on all that's happened, and I'll share with you in my next video what I've learned from the Trinity term, what's happened. But for now, I wanted to share with you, bring you along my journey that I've logged throughout my Trinity term, and I hope you enjoy it. All right. Hi everyone, welcome to the second week of Trinity term. So even though today is a bank holiday, for DPhil students we still have a lot to do and timelines are ticking. So this morning at 9 o'clock I had a good meeting with my supervisor. It was a nice long meeting where we discussed about the upcoming confirmation of status and what I needed going into the assessment, how I need to prepare for it, and of course the report that I need to write. So yeah, there's gonna be a busy next few weeks. As I already mentioned, it's gonna be a busy term, and I can see that the next few weeks are going to be very busy as I work on the report, and I'm going to do a lot more reading. And yeah, so what I did after the meeting was to really write down what I need to what I got from the conversation, and then I had to write down my next steps for what I'm going to do with my research. And now I'm just going to take a walk a little bit because it's such a beautiful day outside. It's cloudy, but the flowers are in bloom, and it's a wisteria season. So I'm going to really just relax my brain a little bit after that meeting and prepare myself and think about what I'm going to write in my report. So yeah, I'm really glad that I'm out here because I'm visiting Mansfield College. I've been here many times before, but not in spring, and it's really beautiful gardens today. And they have this lovely tables outside for us to sit. So I'm going to be here a little bit and doing some thinking. All right, see you in a bit. So I'm here checking my email, and it's very exciting because I had a few months ago submitted my first paper to a journal, and I just got an email back with the comments from the reviewers. And there's a lot of questions that I have to answer for the paper, but I think those are questions that will actually make this paper a lot stronger and better. So I'm going to have to really sit down, and really work through each of the questions and comments that they have in order to improve this paper. All right, I'm very excited, and yep, it's going to be something that I will also have to keep in mind for the next few months, is to be working not only on the confirmation of status, on my second paper, my third paper, but also now reviewing my first paper. And yeah, it's exciting. If I review this and it's I am able to answer those questions, then my paper will be able to be published. All right. Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to update you on that. spent a lot of time during Trinity term working in the library, and it was a lot of things I had to get done. I had to get my papers done and also the confirmation of status report. But at the same time, I also, try to work until 5-6 p.m. And after that, I'll make sure I have a rest and go out for dinner. And I was very lucky that one of my friends at the department, she belongs to Christchurch College, and so she was able to invite me for a guest night dinner there. And Christchurch, as you know, is one of the oldest colleges in Oxford. It's very beautiful. A lot of prime ministers have graduated from it. It was founded by King Henry VIII. And of course, it's where Harry Potter was filmed. So a lot of people know it for the dining hall that was in the Harry Potter film. But it's a very historical, it's a very beautiful college. And it was my first time being able to have dinner there, and it was really delicious and such a wonderful experience and memory to have. After dinner, we had what Christchurch calls the second dessert, which is really after dinner drinks, and they had cheese and wine, and it was in the common room, which was formerly a room where Albert Einstein stayed in 1931 when he gave a series of lectures in Oxford. That's the college cat. Isn't it cute? A great thing about Oxford is being able to attend talks and to learn from people who are experts in their field. So I attended a few talks and also attended some training sessions during Trinity term. This is St. John's College. So my friend who's at St. John's College, she took me to visit the libraries. I mean, it was so beautiful. St. John's is one of the richest colleges, and they have a lot of funding and a lot of really beautiful architecture and gardens. They also own a lot of the properties around Oxford, but we'll go over that in another video where I talk about the different colleges in Oxford and how do you choose which college is best for you. I did a lot of croquet in between. So it was a new hobby that I picked up, and I would also try to relax in the evenings by going out to formal dinners. And this formal dinner was held at Worcester College. This was subsidized by the School of Geography and Environment, and so for only £6 we got to really enjoy a nice dinner and meet other fellow students in our same department. So even though we all are part of the geography department, we have so many students in each year, and because people go on field work and have different schedules, we don't always know everyone. And so even at this dinner, I was fortunate to meet one of my fellow cohorts who was actually in the same year. We probably met in the first year but didn't get to see again, and so it's lovely to catch up. Trinity term is exam time and a lot of assessments, and the university knows that the students get stressed during this term, and one of the things they have been doing for the past few years is bringing alpacas and llamas to help students relax. So you have to show your card and you line up to be able to spend a few minutes watching the alpacas and the llama, and if they get near enough to you, you can actually touch them and feed them. I went in the late afternoon, and I think they were probably quite tired from all the people, so they stayed in the middle of the fence and I couldn't really touch them, but it was so relaxing to just watch them. So spring is one of my favorite times in Oxford because all the punts and the rowboats start coming out and you can really enjoy the nature along the Sherba River. We also have all the ice cream trucks that come around the Rat Camp, and you really feel like you are in one of those, really British Oxford countryside towns, which it is, and it's just really beautiful. Alfonso Gelateria is one of the best gelatos ice cream you can have. This is a pop-up at Summertown and it was super delicious. I had pistachio and chocolate. Because Oxford has a lot of old buildings, they're not really equipped for the heat wave, and when it went up to around 32 degrees Celsius, I made a mistake of riding the bus. And it was very hot because, can you imagine, the bus is a bit like an oven with tiny windows to open. And so I spent most of the heat wave deciding to walk, because at least you're walking in the garden or you're walking under the shade of the big trees. And that was a lot more pleasant than being in the bus. So that is a tip. If you go to Oxford when it's hot, walk rather than take the bus. And the Middle East Library was one of the cooler places to work in, so that was where I spent a lot of my time working on my papers. You've probably heard of the annual boat race between Oxford and Cambridge that takes place in London, but Oxford also has its own boat races between the different colleges. And my favorite one, of course, is the Summer Eights, which take place during the summer term, Trinity term, around the 5th week of the term. And this is a big event, where all the colleges come out and they have their boat houses, and we cheer for our college teams to compete. And it's called the Summer Eights because, of course, it takes place during summer, and eights because every boat is an eight, meaning that it has 8 rowers and it has 1 cox. And yeah, this is a tradition that has been going on for hundreds of years. And the boats that bumps the other boats and wins, you will see that in the colleges they actually get to keep the oars as a memento. It was very, very hot, and so afterwards we went for matcha and I had strawberries and cream because it was so delicious. But then after that it goes back to rain, which is actually a really nice thing to have after the really hot heat wave. And another part of the college experience is that you also have dinners, and this particular one was a DPhil dinner where they bring together DPhil students from the college. It's the 6th week of Trinity term and it's been really busy. As you know, I just had a meeting with my supervisor. Everything went well. He was pleased with my progress, and of course with a DPhil, you're never really done. There's always ways you can improve it. So we discussed a lot on the narrative, the writing, how the arguments could be made clearer, and we discussed ways into working on the research going forward. So I'm going to have to work on that the next 2 weeks, and if all goes well, I'll be able to submit for confirmation. And yep, fingers crossed, hopefully get everything done by the summer. But of course, as we know, it's a lot of work, and so I'm going to need to really focus on my DPhil. I really love doing these vlogs, but you're not going to see the edited video until after I'm done with the reports, and I'll update you with hopefully happy results. See you then. The rest of Trinity term went by really quickly. I had a few times to catch up with friends before everybody leaves for the summer vacation. We had hot chocolate. That was Corpus Christi Day, and we also had a few, rainy days, typical, British weather. And this was a wedding procession, which is really quite, really beautiful. And even though it's rain, it's one of the charms of Oxford. We had croquet in the rain, and I really love being outside in the green after days of the whole day of working. And I also picked up drawing, painting some more in my notebook, and I painted my croissant and hot choc, and tried to eat some of my favorite places as this really delicious wrap from the Lebanese wrap. That's right in front of St. John's College. It's around £5, and it was so delicious. It's one of my favorite places for a wrap in Oxford. When you see Oxford students, you may think they spend a lot of time at formals and dinners and going out to meet friends, but a lot of work is actually being done. So I wake up early, spend all day at the computer working, and a lot of people spend a lot of late nights and evenings working as well. But we make time to go out and meet our friends, and I'm happy to say that I did meet all my milestones and did finish my papers and really submit my report for the confirmation of status. And so now is the difficult part of really preparing for the actual interview assessment. One thing that that is the end of term is when your college has the summer barbecue party. And so St. Anthony's has one every end of term. We have pims and lemonade, we have barbecue, and we have lots of really delicious foods for students to bring the family and to enjoy time together. It's a whole big party on the lawn, and you can see there's so much food for everyone, and all complimentary, of course, of the college. And it was during the heat wave, so it was very hot, and you can see here M&S. The refrigerators broke down after the third day of the heat wave. I felt really bad with all the food waste, but that's what happened. The most unexpected thing for me was being selected for the Varsity team of croquet in Oxford, and so I got to be one of 6 players going to the Hurlingham Club in London to compete for croquet. These are videos courtesy of my friend, and I didn't do very well in the beginning of the term. The lawn was so fast, and I've never played on such beautiful grass before, so it was a learning experience, but I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we lost to Cambridge, but yeah. And so this is now really kind of the final event of the year, the academic year, and this is the Oxford Sustainable Finance Group, and we have a summit every year, and this one is organized by my supervisor, who's the director of the Oxford Sustainable Finance Group, and it's held in the Rhodes House this year, and where they bring together both academic and practitioners to discuss really what's happening in sustainable finance. And it was really, really thought-provoking. The next day we had a more academic event, which was the Global Assets Assessments Symposium, where we had members from the IPCC come in to discuss about what was happening and what are some things that we need to look out at. And it was something that is really kind of a good way to get yourself ready and to spend the summer thinking about what you want to do next for your research. you know, typical Oxford, we always end this with a beautiful drinks and formal dinner, and this was at Oriel College. It was really beautiful, and my first time really getting to eat Oriel College. I hope you enjoyed watching my vlog of my Trinity term in Oxford. So much has went during this term. I didn't manage to video everything, and of course there's a lot of activities where it was just a lot of hours spent discussing topics with friends and sitting on the lawn and picnic. But I didn't want to, you know, put everybody on the video, and so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and in the next one I'll share with you some of my reflections on what I learned during this Trinity term and what I need to improve going forward. And yeah, hope you have a really great week ahead and enjoy the summer vacation. If you like this video, of course, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And also please leave in the comments, you know, where you're watching from, and if there's any topic you have or questions you have about Oxford that you'd like me to discuss, I'd be happy to share with you my thoughts and my experience. All right, see you next time. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.